based in Perth, how did you acclimatise coming over here from the warm Perth to the cold in the English Channel?
Sure. Well, first and foremost, we knew that within a couple of degrees, the English Channel was going to be somewhere between about 14 and let's say 17 degrees when we actually swam it in July and August, which is when most of our 7 swimmers from Perth actually swam it. Now, a lot of people are actually concerned that 7 Australian swimmers coming over to the UK and actually doing the English Channel, they're all going to freeze. They're going to, there's no chance. But what we're going to be mindful of is, I guess, between sort of October, where were we? I was thinking about it. Between about sort of March, April, May, June, and especially June and July, leading into our preparation in the English Channel, that's actually the Australian winter time. Now, ideally, or lucky for us, the rivers, the lakes, the oceans that we were swimming in for the last 3 or 4 months leading into the English Channel were all between 14 and 17 degrees. Perfect training conditions for the English Channel. So we all bulked up a little bit. I went up to, I think, 81 or 82 kilos by the time I swam, and at the moment I'm down to about 73, 74. So I've put on quite a bit of body weight to actually do that. But the point that a lot of people sort of miss is sometimes they think, right, I've got to get into super, super cold water and spend some time in the super cold water getting acclimatised to it. But if you're swimming in conditions or temperatures of, let's say, 6 to 10 degrees, you're not going to be able to stay in long enough there to actually do anything usable for a longer period of time. So you're probably best off spending that training time at this point in time in the UK, getting those longer sets done in the training pool, giving yourself some exposure to the open water and stuff, but not thinking of those as like critical training sessions, almost maybe doing your proper training session in the pool and then going for a quick dip down at Dover, just to sort of like get used to it. But the thing is that when it starts to get warmer up to sort of like 10, 11, 12 especially, 12 and 13 degrees, that's when you should be really starting to focus on getting those longer distances, and you will start to be able to stay in. So we were, initially when we were training for the English Channel in Perth, we were all concerned, thinking we're not going to be able to cope with the cold water, let's go and find somewhere really, really cold. And we found somewhere that was about 8 or 9 degrees, believe it or not, over there, and it was simply too cold, we couldn't stay in long enough, so it was a sort of a waste of training time, basically, So get that exposure by all means, but recognise the fact the difference in temperature between 6 and 16 degrees, absolutely massive. The swimming pool here at the end of the school was apparently 15 degrees at the moment. Yesterday I think it's more like 10 degrees. I wouldn't swim in 10 degrees, but I managed to swim across the English Channel without getting cold, not once. It's a combination of putting on that body fat and doing a lot of training from 14 to 17 once it got warm enough to actually be able to do that.
Specific water temperature training.
That's exactly right, So as it happens, if you guys ever want to come over to Perth for a training camp leading up to the English Channel, it's the perfect temperature over there between about May and July, basically, for the